أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي آمين يا رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope all of you are doing great and are ready to move on to Jama Mukassir. Before beginning our lesson, of course, we are going to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make these concepts easy for us to understand as well as to teach. So Rabbi Yasir, Wala Tu'assir, wa Tamim bil Khair, Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. Before beginning Jama Mukassir, let's just have a little recap on what Jama Mukassir exactly was. So we know that there are two kinds of plural in Arabic. First of all, it is either musanna, which is double plural, alright, so whenever an ism is two in number, that is musanna, and there are suffixes for that. And then we have jama, which is more than two in number, and there are two ways of making jama. First one is by adding a suffix such as una, ina, or atun, atin, atin. This is something that we have already covered in our previous lessons. And the second way of making jama in Arabic is to give the skeleton a makeover. Alright, so that means that the root letters remain the same, their sequence remains the same, of course, but those root letters are superimposed on particular pattern in order to obtain a Jama Mukassir. Alright, so in English, when for example we have word such as teeth or mouse, which becomes mice in plural, alright, so what we observe is that the word mouse gets a skeletal makeover, alright, and that's how we get the word mice and not mouses. The similar concept is present in Jama Mukassir. So let's proceed with the patterns that are associated with Jama Mukassir. Okay, so first of all, we have the patterns for asma that are less than 10 in number. Okay, so an ism can be more than 3, but it can be if it is less than 10 in number, then these 4 patterns are used. All right, and if the asma are more than 10 in number, then the patterns that are mentioned below are used. Okay, so let's begin. All these groupings, by the way, have been done arbitrarily. Okay, I grouped them together according to the similarities that I found, and if you wish, you can very conveniently group them according to your own will. Okay, what do we have? The first pattern is af'alun, and the second one is af'ulun, then af'ilatun, fi'latun. So these two end with a ta marbuta, alright, fi'latun and af'ilatun, and af'alun and af'ulun. There's only the difference of this alif here. Okay, there are only tiny differences, such as the ones that I just highlighted, and that's how I have grouped them together. Then the next group, or the next patterns, are the ones that are for asma greater than 10 in number. So the first group is fu'lanun and fi'lanun. The only difference lies in the harakat of fa. So fu'lanun, fi'lanun. We are going to study their examples in the next table. Okay, then the next pattern is mabni, and it is fa'la. Alright, what's mabni? Mabni means that it doesn't carry a tanween, and the rafa, nasab, and jar forms are same. Next pattern is the one that ends with a ta marbuta, and we have fa'alatun. Alright, just one pattern. Then the next pattern is the one that has a tashdid on the second root letter, which is a. So we have fu'alun, fu'alun. Alright, fu'alun, fu'alun. Alright, then the next patterns are the ones which have prolonged sounds of n. Alright, so u, a, and e. So we have fu'ulun, we have fi'alun, and we have fa'ilun. Alright, so we have fu'ulun, fi'alun, fa'ilun. Notice how the second root letter has been prolonged in its sound. Alright, okay, then the next group is the one that doesn't involve addition of any extra letter. All right, it's just various combinations of harakat. So we have fu'ulun, fu'alun, fi'alun, fa'alun. All right, next group is the one that is ending with a hamza. So af'ila'u and fu'ala'u. Af'ila'u, fu'ala'u. All right. Next, we have the ones that begin with hamza. So afa'ilu, afa'ilu. The difference lies here. Okay. Afa'ilu, afa'ilu. Next, we have the ones that begin with a ma. So mafa'ilu and mafa'ilu. All right. Once again, the difference lies here. Mafa'ilu, mafa'ilu. The next patterns are these. Fa'a'ilu, all right, Fa'a'ilu, where we have this hamza, and the next pattern is Fawa'ilu, all right, so Fa'a'ilu, Fawa'ilu, all right. Now, these three patterns are for the ones they are for the words that are composed of four root letters. So we have fa'alilatun, fa'alilu, and fa'alilu. All right, or you could always say it like this: fa'alilu, fa'alilu, and fa'alilatun. All right, so you could place this one first. So fa'alilu, fa'alilu, and fa'alilatun. All right, so these were our patterns. Okay, we are done with the main patterns. Now we need to study their examples, and this is something that we are going to cover in our next part.